So, we're still in the point of talking about different gamers and different things, and I wanted to take some time to talk about three more gamers that you might encounter as you play. The first one I like to call the Basher, and this is a player that believes that almost any problem can be solved with the application of his weapon. Any sort of diplomacy, intimidation, which sometimes works, something's not working right, the door won't open, can be fixed with a liberal application of physical force. And sometimes he's right. Sometimes you just have to go straight into combat. But a lot of times you'll be in the middle of a conversation trying to work out some sort of problem, and he'll just decide, I'm gonna attack that guy. And he'll do that, because you can't really stop him. And then it turns into an all-out brawl, and everyone's bleeding at the end, and it could have easily been resolved if he'd have just waited 5 more minutes for the people talking to come to some sort of agreement. The second one is the opportunist. And I fall into this category where I will play a game and I will listen to all of the different rulings and different decisions on terms of game that the game master will make, and how they work out all of the different little kinks in the system, and I'll file it all away in my brain. So that way when I need to do something crazy, I can come up with, well, you let so-and-so do this, so that means I can do this, and then this is the ruling on this, so that's how that works. And this is how I'm going to do this insanely ridiculous task while taking the least amount of negative possible because, well, you've already ruled that all of these things work. So that's how I sort of roleplay, but I'm only when I really need to. I am always paying attention to decisions in case they might benefit me later, but I try my best not to do completely ridiculous things that have no basis in reality, or at least the reality of the game. The third type is the religious type, and there's nothing wrong with religion at game. It's perfectly acceptable, and to be honest, a religious person will bring a certain flair to your game that you may not get otherwise. But sometimes it becomes a problem when you have to run more darker scenarios, like say you want your party to make a deal with some demon in order to get some item or accomplish some task to continue on in their adventure. This player may not in fact agree with that based on their own religious practices. So they will try to find some way around it, or they may just outright attack your plot point and try to kill it. And this can cause problems in game, this can get their character killed, this can make them upset. There are a few ways to deal with this. Sometimes other players will step up and make promises on their behalf, or they'll make promises behind their back, and this creates for a little bit of tension in the party, which can be good, because, you know, the going back and forth, the communications, the backstabbing and all of that makes for a really good story. But you have to watch out because they might get a little uncomfortable, and some uncomfortableness is good at game. It gets people thinking, it gets people moving, but too much and you might lose that player. So you have to watch out for that. And that's mostly what I wanted to go over. Next week I'm probably going to go over another 3 types of people, and then after that I'm probably going to move on to different games, different systems, and we'll go from there.